A poor man says something brilliant. Everyone ignores it or calls it foolish. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. People don't listen based on what you say. They listen based on who's saying it. Why? Because we don't judge ideas. We judge the person speaking. If you're rich, everything you say sounds smart. If you're poor, nothing you say sounds valuable. 3 thoughts run through people's heads. If this person is rich, they must know something I don't. If this person is poor, what can they possibly teach me? Would listening to this person make me look smart or stupid? And just like that, your bank account determines if your words matter. Here's what this looks like in real life. A homeless man on the street gives you financial advice. Save your money. Don't waste it on things you don't need. You walk past him. Don't even make eye contact. A millionaire in a suit says the exact same thing on stage. Save your money. Invest wisely. You pay $500 to hear him say it. You take notes. You call it life-changing. Same advice. Different person. Completely different reaction. Why? Because we assume rich people know secrets. And we assume poor people just made bad choices. Think about business advice. A struggling entrepreneur tells you, start small. Test your idea first before going big. You think, of course you'd say that. That's why you're still struggling. A billionaire says the exact same thing. I always test small before scaling. You write it down. You quote them. You call it genius. Same strategy. Different bank account. Different level of respect. A poor person wears ripped jeans and an old t-shirt. They look homeless. They need to get it together. A celebrity wears the exact same outfit. That's so stylish. Where can I buy that? Same clothes. Different person. One gets judged. The other gets copied. Even in relationships. A broke man tells a woman, I'll treat you like a queen. I'll give you the world. She thinks, you can't even afford rent. How are you going to give me anything? A rich man says, I'll take care of you. She believes him instantly, even if he's lying. Why? Because money makes promises believable. Poverty makes the same promises sound like fantasy. This happens with everything. A poor parent tells their child, education is important. Study hard. The child thinks, if education is so important, why are you still broke? A wealthy parent says the same thing. The child listens. They believe it. Because the parent's success proves the advice works. Same message, different messenger, completely different impact. Here's what really happens. When a rich person speaks, we assume they're smart. When a poor person speaks, we assume they're making excuses. When a rich person fails, we call it a learning experience. When a poor person fails, we call it proof they were never going to make it. When a rich person takes a risk, we call them bold and visionary. When a poor person takes the same risk, we call them reckless and irresponsible. Same actions, different treatment, all because of money. Look at social media. A rich influencer posts, just be yourself. Confidence is everything. 10,000 comments. Thank you. This changed my life. A regular person posts the exact same thing. 3 likes, 0 comments. Scroll past. Why? Because we think rich people discovered some secret truth, when really, they're just saying what everyone already knows. But we listen because of who they are, not what they're saying. Think about health advice. A poor person says, I walk everywhere. I eat simple meals. I feel great. People think, that's because you can't afford a car or good food. A rich person says, I walk 10,000 steps a day. I eat clean. It changed my life. Suddenly it's a trend. People pay for apps to track their steps. Pay for meal plans. Pay for coaching. Same habits. Different person. One gets dismissed. The other gets monetized. Here's the part that hurts. A poor person shares their struggle and survival story. I worked 3 jobs. I slept 4 hours a night. I saved every dollar. Response. That's sad. I hope things get better for you. A rich person shares the exact same story from their past. You're so inspiring. You're proof that hard work pays off. Same story, different current bank account. One gets pity, the other gets applause. This is why poor people stop speaking up. Because no matter how smart, how wise, how experienced they are, nobody listens. Their advice gets ignored. Their warnings get dismissed. Their ideas get stolen and credited to someone richer. And rich people? They can say anything, even if it's wrong, and people will defend it. Well, they must know something. Look how successful they are. But here's what nobody considers. Maybe that rich person got lucky. Maybe they inherited money. Maybe they had connections. Maybe they were in the right place at the right time. And maybe that poor person is poor because of bad luck, because of circumstances beyond their control, because the system is rigged, because they made one mistake that spiraled. But we don't think about that. We just assume rich equals smart, poor equals foolish. Even the rich know this. That's why they write books, charge for courses, start podcasts, give speeches. They know people will pay to hear them say things that poor people have been saying for free. Work hard. Stay disciplined. Believe in yourself. A poor person says it, it's obvious. A rich person says it, it's a $500 seminar. So what does this mean? Reality number one. If you're poor, your words don't carry weight yet. It's unfair, but it's true. You can have the best advice in the world, but if you don't look successful, people won't listen. So focus on building proof. Show results. Let your success speak before your words do. Reality number two. If you're listening, check yourself. Are you ignoring good advice because of who's giving it? Are you following bad advice because the person is rich? Judge the idea, not the bank account. Some of the wisest people I know are broke. Some of the dumbest people I know are millionaires. Money doesn't equal intelligence. It just equals volume. Reality number three. Society needs to stop worshiping wealth like it's wisdom. Just because someone made money doesn't mean they're a genius. Just because someone is poor doesn't mean they have nothing valuable to say. But until society changes, you have to play the game. If you're poor, build credibility through results first, then speak. If you're rich, use your platform to amplify voices that get ignored. Here's the final truth. Everyone listens to the rich but ignores the poor. Not because the rich are smarter, not because the poor are foolish, but because we've been trained to believe that money equals value. And until you have money, your value and your voice gets questioned. It's not fair. It's not right. But it's reality. So the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep waiting for people to listen? Or are you going to build something that makes them pay attention? Because the sad truth is, people don't respect your words until they respect your status. So tell me, have you ever given good advice that nobody listened to, until someone richer said the same thing? Or have you caught yourself ignoring someone's wisdom just because they weren't successful yet? Drop your story below, because we've all done this. We've all been ignored, and we've all ignored others. The only question is, are we going to keep playing this game, or are we going to change the rules?